Chicago Sky fans, y'all need to be very, very careful in this moment. You need to be very, very careful. It looks like Angel Reese wants out, y'all. Angel Reese seems to be looking for a way out of the dumpster fire that is the Chicago Sky. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't blame her.
The Chicago Sky are spiraling, and not in a small way. What was supposed to be a hopeful rebuild has turned into chaos, and first-year head coach Tyler Marsh, the guy brought in with championship credibility, has officially hit his breaking point.
And a lot of people are, calling out Angel Reese right now, and I think we are in a world where, when it comes to Angel Reese, everything is under a microscope, and I think there are a lot of people that want to look at everything as a negative when it comes to her. Just like at the same time, it's the same thing with all these players. Like, everything stars do is going to be under a microscope. So, for me anyway, this isn't the most serious thing in the world, but a lot of people were pointing out that Angel Reese did not show up to Cambridge.
Sitting at a brutal 8-23 record, one of the lowest points in franchise history, the Sky look completely lost. And to make matters worse, the chatter around their so-called franchise cornerstone, Angel Reese, is that she's basically packed it in for the season. Marsh didn't just call out effort. He went after the very culture of a team that's crumbled from the inside out.
Take on Angel Reese that I'm sure will trigger a bunch of people.
Let's hear your take.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit.
Man, as much as I want to disagree with Jason, man, but I got to admit, I think you're right. And I want to disagree with him so bad.
When Marsh took the job, he thought he was stepping into a challenge with potential. Coming off back-to-back titles with the Las Vegas Aces, he had reason to believe Chicago could be his chance to shape a new contender. The 36-year-old signed on hoping to mold young stars like Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. But instead of promise, what he found was a dysfunctional roster, a fractured locker room left behind by the previous regime, and a star player who doesn't seem built for tough times.
What's up with Angel Reese, man? There's a pattern with this whole injury thing. Okay, first of all, she has a back injury, and she's been gone for quite some time. But the report says is day to day. It's been more than a week. Okay, day to day is literally day to day. So, okay, sometimes it feels good, sometimes it's a little worse. Okay, let's just monitor it. But it should be good enough to play at any moment. That's what day to day is.
The real breaking point? Marsh's press conference after yet another humiliating loss, a 38-point thrashing at the hands of the Seattle Storm. With questions swirling about the team's lack of discipline and the suspicious nature of Reese's injury, Marsh finally stopped sugarcoating and spoke with a kind of raw honesty that cuts through front office spin.
Three of our starters are out, and so yes, it's got something to do with that. But like I spoke last game, it's your will and ability to compete. It's something that you always have the ability to do, no matter who's on the roster, no matter who's suiting up. I think that we showed that today. I was very proud, very, very proud of our effort today. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We had 8 players going into it. One we just signed 7 days ago. So it's tough to get everyone up to speed at the same time. But we came into today with the message of commit and compete. That's been our motto all year.
We have to be better. I mean, all around we have to be more locked in, more focused, execute the game plan much, much, much better, Marsh admitted, his frustration spilling out. There just has to be a will to win, and we don't have that right now on a consistent basis. You could almost hear the sound of a coach watching his reputation slip through his fingers.
18 to 20 turnovers and giving up 25 points off these turnovers.
Yeah, it's never an excuse. The proof is in the details of what's been the difference in our wins and losses, and a lot of it turns into the ability to take care of the ball. And so it's never an excuse. Teams bring pressure. You got to handle the pressure. And so, but our locker room is full of professional basketball players. They understand the importance of it. It's just a matter of doing it.
If you're enjoying, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Angel Reese. She was supposed to be the face of this franchise, but since July 29th, she's basically disappeared. Officially, she's sidelined with a back injury, but the lack of details, the absence from team activities, and the timing all raise eyebrows. She hasn't traveled, hasn't sat with her teammates on the bench, and she even skipped the big fever matchup. Marsh tried to play it diplomatic, saying, "She wants to be out there. She's a competitor. She's a fighter. She's a winner. So, it's hard for her to not be out there for her teammates, but we want her to be as healthy as possible when she's ready to come back."
But if we're going to be honest, we've seen everybody else that's injured. We've seen their injury. And we have also had updates and heard stuff about their injury. We've seen Caitlyn injury. We've seen Nafisa injury. We've seen Brianna Stewart injury. We've seen Ryan Howard injury. We've seen Jordan Canada injury. We've seen Kate Martin like last night get injured. Like, we've seen a lot of these injuries. We've seen Eric McDonald. We've seen Sydney Colson. We've seen and we've gotten updates. We didn't see Angel injury. We haven't heard no updates or anything.
Translation? Rhea has plenty of energy for Instagram and public appearances, but not enough to sit courtside with her struggling teammates. Remember her cryptic "in due time" post while the team was sinking? Or how she was linked to the locker room drama that ended with Kennedy Carter being pushed out? The biggest red flag: while the Sky were on an 8-game skid, Rhea was nowhere to be seen. This is the same player who logged 32 minutes in her last game before injury, proof she can play when it suits her.
Making her money in stat padding, but she can't handle losing. I should have known. It's the same pattern with her. Last year she had a wrist problem. This year she got a back problem. Next year what it's going to be? Lord knows what it's going to be. But all her 5 million followers that badly voted for her to be on the WNBA All-Star team, please don't try to convince us that quitting is the way to go, because it is not. Quitting is unacceptable. She quit on Unrivaled because her team was losing. She quit on Maryland. You hear me? And I'm pretty sure she would have quit on LSU if they wasn't stacked.
And speaking of Kennedy Carter, let's not forget that saga. Carter led the Sky in scoring with 17.5 points per game last season, only to be let go amid whispers of drama. After her exit, Carter posted that not-so-subtle jab about consistently making layups, a clear shot at Rhea, who was statistically one of the worst in the league at finishing near the rim. Carter's release was supposed to fix chemistry, but now it's clear, she wasn't the root problem. She was the scapegoat. With Carter thriving elsewhere and Rhea missing in action, the Sky have dropped 10 of their last 11 and can't even scrape together 70 points a night. The irony is painful. The locker room cancer is bawling out, while the so-called franchise player has ghosted her own team.
Angel Reese is the problem in Chicago Sky. And I've been telling you this since last year. You're not going to win a championship the way that they're playing right now. I don't care if they have Nafisa on the team, Brianna Stewart, or even Angel on the team. If you play your offense through Angel Reese, you're never going to win a championship. Never. Never. Her way of playing already proved that the Chicago Sky will never win that way. They changed coaches. They changed players. They even traded draft picks. 2 years in, there's no improvement. Actually, they got worse.
That's what makes Marsh's situation so unfair. He's being hung out to dry. General Manager Jeff Pagliaca's roster construction is a disaster, period. Early injuries like Courtney Vandersloot's ACL tear hurt. But that doesn't excuse trading away leadership and replacing it with aging vets who can't deliver. Marsh was handed a broken lineup with no spacing, guards bricking from deep, and a defense that leaks points like a faucet. It's not about losing, it's the way we're losing, Marsh explained. We know better. We know we can't help off the strong side corner. We know we can't go under on shooters. Just making sure we're doing the discipline things. The problem? Discipline starts at the top. And if your star is busy subtweeting instead of buying in, no scheme in the world can fix that.
We have to be real. The management has been terrible. Jeff P, horrible. Tyler Marsh has been bad, but like I said, he doesn't have much talent on the team, so we don't know if he can actually coach or not. Now, why is people saying, is Angel Reese trying to force her way out of Chicago? Is she done with this organization already in just her second year? And it is a great question. I don't know if man, I think you got to move somebody. Cardoso, you have to get a influx of talent.
Meanwhile, GM Pagliaca has gone silent while his so-called master plan collapses. This is the same exec who hyped up the roster and made bold moves. Translation: letting Carter walk, ignoring the team's shooting woes, and overpaying players like Kia Nurse and Rachel Banham to eat up minutes. These are veterans other teams have moved on from, and yet they are blocking younger talent in Chicago. Worst of all, the Sky don't even own their 2026 first-round pick. It belongs to the Minnesota Lynx. So this nightmare season won't even result in a fresh start with top draft talent. That's not just bad luck. That's malpractice.
We got the Chicago Sky general manager, Jeff P., throwing Angel Reese under the bus? Jeff P. said he's had enough of missed layups. Oh my God, Jeff P. Jeff P. When you start acting like this?
What's happening in Chicago is bigger than bad basketball. It's cultural rut. When your franchise player can go missing without repercussions, when veterans are allowed to drag down the locker room, and when the front office makes political decisions over basketball ones, you end up with a laughingstock. Marsh knows it. His comments about a will to win weren't about X's and O's, they were about heart. Compare that to the Aces, where Marsh came from. In Vegas, players hold each other accountable. They fight through injuries. They show up. In Chicago, players vanish, post cryptic tweets, and celebrate opponents getting cheap-shotted. That viral clip of Reed cheering when Kennedy Carter fouled Caitlin Clark? That wasn't just bad optics. It revealed her priorities, and none of them were about lifting her own team.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand.
At this point, Marsh is trying to win a battle he has no chance of winning. His star player picks and chooses when to show up. His roster is a mismatched mess. His front office has left him exposed. And now the rumors say Ree might want out. Honestly, can anyone be surprised? When your brand is winner but your team is falling apart, the easy play is to blame everyone else and look for a new city. But other GMs aren't blind. They saw the Carter situation, they see Ree's disappearing act, and they know exactly what kind of baggage could follow. Marsh's frustration is written all over his face because he's being judged on losses that aren't even his fault.
So basically, she made it clear she wanted out, like, that she either asked for a trade or demanded a trade. However, if you guys didn't see it, the end of it was like, obviously it was something like that. Angel Reese, heavy on the PS. Like, it does make it sound like, I mean this makes it sound like she is asking for a trade. Or she's at least implying she wants to be traded. Because at the end of the day, you just never know. You just never know what's in players' minds, but...
Here's the truth. Winning takes sacrifice. Players sacrificing comfort. XX sacrificing politics. Teams sacrificing short-term hype for long-term culture. Chicago hasn't done any of that. And that's why a franchise that once dreamed of titles is now the punchline of the league. Tyler Marsh may very well be a good coach, his work with the Aces proves it, but no coach can succeed with players who refuse to be coached and an organization unwilling to back them up. At the end of the day, talent means nothing if it won't work. Culture beats talent every single time. The Sky are clinging to a 0.1% playoff chance, their star has checked out, and Marsh is left holding the bag. The real question? How much lower can this go before Chicago finally hits rock bottom? If history is any clue, the answer is a lot lower.